Our girls. By now you're familiar with this phrase. It's spreading like wildfire all around the world. It's a global social media campaign to rescue the kidnapped Nigerian girls who were taken from their school on April 15th.
Close to 300 teenage girls were taken away from their families by a terrorist group called Boko Haram. The name translates into Western education is sinful. The leader of this Islamic militant group released a video threatening to sell the girls at a market. This group targets educational institutions as part of their campaign against anything they believe to be Western. Several countries have offered Nigeria government aid. Canada, for example, has pledged to provide whatever surveillance equipment and expertise that may be required. And even U.S. First Lady Michelle Obama is lending her voice to the campaign. She posted this picture of her holding a white sign with the hashtag #BringBackOurGirls on the White House Facebook and Twitter pages.
Joining us today in studio with Adeolu Soyaolu. He's the president of the Nigerian Association right here in Hamilton. And I want to ask you if you think these kidnapped girls can be found and can they be rescued alive?
To be frank with you, I believe they can be found, but the issue is how many of them can be recovered. We have to understand that it's like 25 days now. That's a very long time. And it took a long time to actually announce this and publicize it so that we can get help that these kids need. The government has been very slow in response to this. So to answer your question, they can find them, but it will be probably very little numbers of those kids back.
Do you have any idea? Do you have experts? Do you have trackers? Any idea where they might be and where does the hope lie? Is there hope or is that fading?
There's hope because there are some informants, okay? We have some senators from that part of the country that are actually getting some information about the movement of where they are moving these kids to and stuff like that. My understanding is that those information were being passed to the security services, but they are not fast enough. Before they get to that location, they have moved to a different place. The last time I checked, these kids have been moved to Chad in Niger Republic and the neighboring Cameroon country. So they are dispersed now, and if they have acted like almost immediately, they might probably get them as a bunch. But now that they are scattered all over, no tracking devices, the equipment that the government have are obsolete and stuff like that. And this is where the international countries, organizations come in if they can help to provide resources so that we can locate them. And like I said, there are some local indigenes that can actually give information as per where these guys are located now.
Adeolu, has anything like this ever happened before with children? And do you think these girls are going to be, if they're supposed to be sold into slavery, are they being taken care of?
A lot of things have been happening in Nigeria. This group sprung up around 2002, just after 9/11. But because of this kind of explosion has not really happened, the government don't take it that very serious. They believe that they can pray and hope that the terrorist group will die down, right? Since 2009, they've been bombing places, especially in the northeast, Borno State, Goza, and stuff like that. But the government are not doing enough. They are just hoping that this issue will go away. There are a lot of cases about rape of kids, of our women, our sisters, and the government are doing nothing. Example of this is one of the Nigerian senators that married a 13-year-old girl and is still working freely in Nigeria. They actually put it into the constitution of Nigeria so that they can marry kids early at the age.
How young?
13 years.
13?
Yes. And, there were rallies. I'm not sure how exposed that information is to the world. These guys actually put it in the constitution.
That's crazy.
There are a lot of loopholes, and this is a senator that used to be the governor of a northern state. So you understand what I'm saying? Nigeria is a country of federalism. But now, in some northern states, they are practicing Sharia law.
Yes.
The law that we have in Nigeria is a civil law. But if the government is so lax, especially with the Boko Haram and all these things going on, the government is at the nil. Now, they can't do anything. And the president of Nigeria, Jonathan, I will tell you, is acting very slow. We need someone that can act fast.
Right.
Yeah.
Let me ask you this: would the parents of teenage girls in Nigeria be loath to send them off to school for fear that they will be kidnapped as well?
Of course. Most of the kids are being pulled off school now. Example is the Economics Senate that is going on now. The president shut down the schools in Abuja.
Shut them down?
Yeah, they shut them down in Abuja because of this Senate summit that is going on now. So there's no school activities in Abuja because they said that they want to protect all the world visitors that are coming for the summit. You understand what I mean?
Yes.
So in the northern part of Nigeria, the women, about less than 10% of them can actually read and write, especially in the northwest. But if you come to the south,
This
about
program is brought to you
70%
by Sam.
can actually read. More than that. So what I'm saying is that it's not really about Islam or Christianity, because we have coexisted over the years. I have cousins, I have families that are Muslim, and we do function together.
Adiolu, I just
Yeah.
want to, we're just about to wrap, and I want you to tell us about the rally on Sunday, and what do you think raising awareness can do to help these girls in this situation in general? Very quickly.
So on Sunday at 12:30 p.m. to 1, only 30 minutes, we're having a rally in the forecourt of the city hall in Hamilton here. We want everybody to come out. If you are Nigerian, member or no member of the association, or friends of Nigeria, we need everybody to come out there and let the voice be known.
12:30 at City Hall in Hamilton.
12:30, exactly, yeah. And what we want is, now that the government, Canada, US, all the international nations are coming up, we want them to actually do more. This is a very slow response, especially when it comes to kids into slavery and stuff like that. We do not really need to invite people or shout or do more publicity before they actually offer to help in this kind of
I
situation.
completely understand. That makes sense, and we're hearing you loud and clear. That's Adiolu Soyaolu. He's the president of the Nigerian Association here in Hamilton. Thank you, and all the best on Sunday.
Thank you very much.